join?
Yeah, I'm a member of a male-only quilting group, and now they're up to about 1,100 members.
Ah.
So when I made my group, of course, a lot of them were aware of it, and some of them there are some of the, like I was talking about, that can only have the best of the best.
Right.
And they're just like me, quilting at the table and want to learn how to save money. So a lot of them have come and joined. And I've gotten actually some husbands, where the wife says, my husband likes to quilt, but he thinks he's the only one. Oh, well, have him join the group and he can see he's definitely not.
Right.
So,
Interesting. So how hard, I think that's fascinating. And do you see on the male-only Facebook, is there different, are the topics the same or are they different?
Well, for the most part, I try to keep it quilt related, but as I stated before, a higher number in that demographic is gay or bi or whatever.
Uh-huh.
So you kind of have a little of some of the LGBT spice, I guess, if you will, to the group.
Uh-huh.
And of course, it's a bunch of guys, so you're going to get, guy humor. So I think maybe less uptight stuff sometimes, because kind of like you don't have to watch what I say because there's a bunch of 50, 60-year-old women around, and I need to be polite when I speak. We're all guys here, we just happen to like quilting. I think a lot of times the conversation might be a little looser and maybe not.
Well, this is so great. So if there's someone out there and they are thinking about quilting and they feel intimidated by it, do you have any advice on how to get into quilting and, anything else, sort of just any of that? Like they're just a little nervous. They don't know if they really want to make the investment. What would you say to them?
If you are even slightly interested in it, give it a shot. I found everybody does it for a different reason. I got more serious into it again after my mom passed, and I found it was a really, really fun way to just kind of like turn my mind off. So if you have an interest in it, give it a shot. It doesn't take machine. It doesn't take it doesn't take all the fancy stuff. It takes some air scissors, a thread and needle, and some fabric. That's all it takes. When you get down to it, that's all it takes. All the other stuff is extras to make the process quicker or easier. So if you're interested in it, people sheets, cut them up, figure out a different pattern. I can start sewing them together. It's not that hard. It doesn't have to be a masterpiece.
No,
I don't tend to make, a quilt that takes forever to do because I like the finished product, and I know the quilts I make, I want them to be used. So I don't want 2 years to make a quilt that somebody's going to be sleeping on. People that spend that time generally are like, don't touch that.
Yep. I agree.
But yeah, if you have any interest in it, just like anything else, you don't know if you like it and try.
Yeah.
And you may like it, and you may find that it's rewarding.
So I'm doing the block of the month. So I did the first one. I did January, and I haven't done February. Can you tell how many people are doing it? Do you get a sense of how, is this the first time you're doing a block of the month, or have you done it before?
No, this is the first time. It's something like I got a lot of people asking to like swaps and trades and stuff, and I don't do that because it turns into such a hassle. So what I take away from wanting to swap and block swaps and fabric swaps and so on is something interactive. So I decided to do a block of the month, and it doesn't have to be, it's whatever theme you want. We're all going to do the same block, You pick out whatever color palette that you want that works for you, and then everyone can kind of get an idea, like, you being...
Yeah. Yeah. You really get the sense of it's okay. It's a place that it's okay to say whatever you want to say. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can be like, I don't know how to do this, and people are super nice. It's just great. It's really, really great. Now, with 30,000 people, do you have other things on the horizon of what to do with these 30,000? Do you feel like you have to do things with them, or it just occurs? Like, how much obligation do you feel of kind of making activities or events for the group?
I don't really feel like I'm obligated to do anything. I try to look and see when I'm in the other groups what it is I don't like about the group. What do I hear other people saying? I was in group XYZ and this was really going on. I try to keep that from happening in our group. At the end of the day, I want a place to go where you could get something you're interested in. You don't have to worry about bombarded with politics or drama or feeling judged or anything like that. We're all here because we like quilting. Outside of that, I don't care. I don't care if you're gay. I don't care if you're straight. I don't care if you're Christian, Muslim, whatever. I don't care. You obviously like quilting because you wanted the group for quilting, and that's the common thread.
I think it's great. I think it really is great. Well, I appreciate you spending time with us, and I really like the group. It's Quilting on a Budget. It's closed now, so people can't, if they hear it, can they join it, or there's no more room in that group? You there? Did I lose you?
Closed group.
It's a closed group.
But, well, it's a secret group now, but if somebody's in there and wants to, hey, my sister wants to join,
yeah,
people can still join that way. Unfortunately, with Facebook, once you reach a certain level, you can only go more strict on the privacy setting of a group. So if it's set to secret, you can't bump it up to closed or open. It stays at secret.
You can't go backwards, is what you're saying. That once it's a secret group, you can't go. Interesting.
No, because they do that because they want. If you posted something in that group and suddenly I made a public group.
Got it.
Maybe you didn't post it in there wanting it to be public. Well, now I've just made the group public.
Got it. I didn't know that.
But I think it at 31,000, we're at 31,805. I think that's plenty to have a good discussion. I think it's plenty. Like I said, there's other groups at 65 and 70,000.
I know. I can't imagine. I can't imagine. That's just like, how does that happen? This craziness. These numbers are crazy. Well, 31's crazy. That's a lot of people. That's a lot.
We started. It's Quilting on a Budget. Beginner how-tos and help. And we originally wanted it to be like the first 100 people, 150 people, and we were going to shut it off at that. I went into the mail group that I'm a member of and some of the other people that I know of quilting, and I call them mentors. Do you want to be a mentor in this group? No, they can ask you, however stupid it may seem, how do I put a needle? Why does my machine do this? Whatever. This is for completely beginner, never sewn anything before, to be able to come in and feel like they can ask any question without, feeling like they're going to be mocked or whatever.
Right.
And that group shot up to 1,000 within maybe a week and a half.
Wow. Were you just floored?
I mean,
that's amazing, right? That must have been exciting and scary all at once.
It. And I couldn't believe it. And my other admins were like, hey, how big are we going to make there? Well, it's kind of up to you guys. how big do you think you can make it before, we're defeating our purpose?
Yeah.
Because I want people to be in and ask a question, and one of the mentors be able to see it and be able to answer it.
Yeah. And do you still have the mentors there? Do you have admins and mentors, or are the admins the mentors? Do you have additional group that's like a mentor group?
No. The mentors are the admins.
Got it.
Our group, yes.
Yeah, really interesting.
So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, including myself, with mentors.
That's really great. I love it.
And actually, it's me, Becky, and Kathy, and then there's 1, 2, 3 other men.
That's really great.
So
that's really amazing. Well, what an incredible journey. I'll be really excited to sort of see what happens and what you guys do.
There's kind of excuse me?
I said I can't wait to see what else you do. Do you think you'll ever have like meetups or like having like events or like things outside of Facebook? Do you think you'll do anything physical, like physical meeting of people, or is that too hard?
I don't know. I thought about that because on the insights for the group, it tells you, how many people are listed from each city and stuff like that. Yeah. And there's like 85 people from Indianapolis. So, I thought that might be kind of cool to do.
Yeah.
But then again, it's like, okay, do people really just want to come and have lunch and meet, or
right. It gets hard, doesn't it?
Yeah. If I could maybe find a quilt shop that would sponsor something, hey, if I get X amount of people, say they're going to be here, maybe we can have a class here and everyone meet up, I think.
Yeah. It's really interesting. Well, it's just so interesting and to think about, like, there's a lot of power in having 30,000 people in a group that have the same belief of, like, you don't have to spend a lot of money to quilt. And the question is, what else can you do with that, kind of buying power or, like, cultural capital? Like, what do you do with that since you have it? And I'm really curious to see, because you see that, like, on internet, people that have big internet followings and all of that. And I'm really curious with the Facebook groups, if there'll be a time when they say manufacturers or to a group to say, hey, can you give it to us at this price because there's 30,000 of us, or sort of what happens next with these groups, because it seems like you've amassed a lot of people that feel the same way, So what do you do with that? And I don't know, maybe you don't do anything with it. Maybe it's just the experience of being together. But my entrepreneurial hat says, I wonder what that means. Like, you've got 30,000 people that hang out. So I don't know. We live in interesting times, Seth. It's really weird times, but super interesting times. All right, last question for you. I'm really curious. How many so a lot of people join different groups, right? So how many, so there's like 70,000 here, 30,000 there, all these different groups. How many do you think are overlap? How big a population do you think it is that are part of these groups? Do you get a sense of that at all?
Because when somebody wants to join, it'll tell me member of, like, say 20 groups, and then I can click on that and kind of get a sense of what they're in.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, if you're a member of one, you're probably a member of 2 or 3 other more popular ones.
Yeah.
Like me, for instance, I'm a member of both of mine, the men's group, Midwest Men group, and a couple other quilting groups. So, 5 or 6. Mm-hmm. But I think everybody joins different groups for different reasons. Yeah. I joined the men's group because I feel more accepted because I'm a man,
right, and
I'm surrounded by other men. The Midwest group because I live in the Midwest. Hey, maybe we can meet up, maybe whatever.
Yeah.
A group like mine, people join it because they like quilting, but to learn to do it cheap.
Yeah.
Versus maybe another one. I joined that one because there's more fancy, more experienced, more professional quilters in there, and like I can learn the more technical aspect from it. Mm-hmm. So I think there's a lot, maybe not a lot, but some overlap. But I think people are joining